This right here is the Picos de Europa, and we are transiting it by a four-wheel drive track. Let's do this, man. As I revelled in the last embers of the day's dying sun, all alone in the remote hinterlands of the Picos de Europa, I had an idea that whatever was up ahead was gonna be epic. But I had no real inkling of just how wild the land that lay over this horizon was truly going to be. Up ahead were vistas that looked like they were pulled straight out of a fantasy novel. Epic wild camping opportunities through some of the most stunning places in Europe. And topography the like of which has to be seen to be believed. This is incredible, brother. So this is the pista, the route that wants to take me all the way over the Picos de Europa. We'll encounter sheer walls of rock over a kilometre high, epic mountain trails that stretch from horizon to horizon, and the mechanical issues that have plagued this expedition so far, well, they just keep on delivering. This 30-year-old cruiser is not going to transit the Picos by 4x4 without a fight. But the real test for me and this machine will come in the form of a fabled high mountain pass. Choked with snow, all but impossible to transit during winter, and the only way to transit these mountains via 4x4. Safe to say, the stakes are high. If I succeed in this endeavour, I'll be the first person to have transited the Picos this season. So the only question is, will I make it? So this is where nobody's passed. Nobody's passed through here this season. We're going to be the first if we manage it. These snow drifts are super deep. This is true 4x4 adventure. Welcome to the Iberian Trail, a new multi-part overland film series that follows a world-first attempt to circumnavigate the Iberian Peninsula off-road using only 4x4 tracks and trails. Could it really be possible to circumnavigate a landmass of this magnitude off-road, and in Europe of all places? A continent often characterised as lacking in adventure, built up and heavily populated? Or would my idea prove to be impossible and have me driving home to England having failed, with my grand ideas having come to nothing? I knew that I wouldn't be able to rest until I'd given it my best shot. Armed with hundreds of old maps, GPX files and satellite images, I painstakingly traced thousands of miles of unpaved tracks and trails to put together an epic route that would take me through some of the continent's most remote places. What I was left with was a tortuously winding pathway through some of the most diverse terrain imaginable. From towering mountains to vast deserts and plains, this route has it all, alongside the extreme four-wheel drive to match. I'll push through tight forest trails, waist-deep mud, high mountain passes full of snow, and every other type of four-wheel drive imaginable. Tackling this trail alone, I'll live out of my DIY Land Cruiser camper, living on the road for months as I attempt this expedition. This vehicle is more than 30 years old, and thanks to the extreme terrain that I'm putting it through on the daily, it's not letting me off lightly. I'm conducting all the maintenance and repairs as I go on the road, with a basic kit of tools that I can carry in the back of the cruiser for a fully self-sufficient off-grid overland expedition. This trip started off with a single big idea, an off-road circumnavigation of the Iberian Peninsula. Will it succeed? I have absolutely no idea, but I'm strapped in until we find out. If you're ready to accompany me on the Iberian Trail, hit that subscribe button and we'll tackle this wild multi-month overland expedition together. I'm in an expansive network of four-wheel drive tracks behind the wheel of my 70 Series Land Cruiser on the approach to the Picos de Europa mountains, one of the highest and most spectacular ranges on the continent. I mean, it's just unbelievably gorgeous, it really is. Man. This is the magic of just going where you please, because This is not even a track that I'm following. It's something that I saw on my map that looked interesting. And I went off the main trail, and it's just stunning, gorgeous scenery with views of the highest Picos at almost 3,000 meters. This is not even a trail I'm following, I'm making my own track. My God, this is awesome, guys. Fucking hell. I'm en route to a legendary high mountain four-wheel drive pass that cuts directly through the middle of the Picos de Europa mountain range and marks the boundary between the states of Cantabria and Asturias, serving as my gateway to the wild western reaches of the Iberian Peninsula. With the truly wild, semi-autonomous state of Galicia on the horizon, home to the legendary city of Santiago de Compostela, the end point of the Camino de Santiago, and a region known to the Romans as Finisterra, literally the end of the world in Latin. The most untamed landscapes and rugged terrain of this expedition so far lay just up ahead. But here in northern Spain, it's the middle of winter. The Picos de Europa mountains are frozen over, clad with ice and snow, and the mountain pass that I'm trying to use to transit these mountains is ordinarily choked with snow and impassable until the summer. This year, however, things are a little different. There's been record low levels of snow here in the Picos, and there's an upcoming window of clear and dry weather in which locals tell me a four-wheel drive passage of the mountain range might be possible. My Iberian Trail expedition has a singular goal, a circumnavigation of the Iberian Peninsula using only 4x4 tracks and off-road routes. If I'm able to transit this legendary four-wheel drive pass, I'll hold the title of being the first person this season to open this trail, the idea of which has captured my imagination. On the other side of the coin, if I fail to transit the Picos using this pass, I'll have to backtrack on myself some 400 kilometers and drive around the Picos using a paved route, adding time to my journey and making it impossible to claim a full circumnavigation of the peninsula off-road. That is, unless I want to come all the way back and do this pass during summer. Needless to say, the stakes of this crossing are high. As twilight sets in on this network of four-wheel drive tracks, I'm trending ever westwards towards my high mountain pass. But with nightfall approaching, the progress that I'm going to be able to make tonight is going to be limited. I'm looking for a place to camp, ideally before nightfall, somewhere in this epic wilderness landscape on the doorstep of this mountain world. Oh my God! Wow. Wow, okay, bit of four-wheel drive for the lads. There you go. Yeah, bit of slippy slidey mud, real nice clay. God damn, man. Mate, look at this. There is like no trail here. Pushing across these open, empty moors in the shadow of the spectacular Picos on rarely used trails like this feels like a dream. This feeling, one of discovery and aloneness without feeling lonely, is to me what overlanding is all about. Holy shit, I'm going sideways. Whoa! Damn, this cruise doesn't like mud. God, it's actually frightening how, like, uncontrollable this cruiser gets in even the, like, smallest bit of mud. I think I need to change to mud tires. It's, getting to the point where it's just like, it's not fun driving mud at all, and I think that the mud tires have, like, harder sidewalls as well, or 3-ply sidewalls. Yeah, tougher all round, make a bit more noise on road, but I think it's probably going to be worth it for me, you know what I mean? What an incredible trip this is, man, honestly. Wow, just transiting mountains and, oh God. I pushed on through the spectacular landscapes, keeping an eye open for a place that I could wild camp, but overall content to carry on into the twilight. So, since it's getting towards the end of the day, towards twilight, I'm looking for a place to camp, really. Wow, this is getting muddy again. This is the trail, man. It's like non-existent, you know what I mean? Hold on a second. Yeah, this is the one. Fucking hell. These tracks were remote, rarely used mountain byways, passed through so infrequently that sometimes the tire tracks disappeared entirely, leaving me completely reliant on my GPX map in order to navigate in the correct direction, and sometimes making me doubt whether I'm on the right trail at all. Wow, okay, so this is a trail. Oh my god, mate, this is so sick. Like, around here would be ideal to camp, honestly. You know, maybe I will. Look at this, man. Cruiser wanted to go sideways in this mud. Hell. Yeah, I need to be careful here. I pushed the cruiser on through this high mountain trail, letting it pick its way through boulders, moor grasses, and hollows on the plain. Bro, this could be... I spotted this hollow to the left and thought it could make an ideal sheltered spot to spend the night. Oh, I tucked in here. I mean, there's nobody gonna come around here, is there? You know what? I think we might have found our spot for the night. Yeah. This looks so good, and there's no one come through here in weeks, I can tell. You'd see their the track bar, so let's get out and check it out. This is absolutely ideal, I think. Yeah. This is sick, man. And like directly opposite those mountains. Better view than a hotel, that, isn't it? Dude, this is so cool. Yeah, this will be the spot for the night, I think. I'm a bit nervous with like wild camping. I would argue that this is parking, and there's a distinct difference in Spanish law between camping and parking. And camping is when you all set up with table and chairs, awnings, that kind of thing. But parking is when you just parked in a parking space, and there's nothing illegal about sleeping in your car when you're parked. But here's the part that's open to interpretation. So Spanish law says that you could do nothing to expand the perimeter of the vehicle and it'd be classed as parking. If you expand the perimeter of the vehicle, they class it as camping. So perimeter in its raw definition means round to the sides. So when the law was written, they're meaning awnings and stuff like that, you know, to make it bigger. But obviously with my pop top, I feel like some cops might be able to argue that I'm expanding the perimeter of the vehicle. So I could sleep downstairs, you know, it's not as comfortable as I sleep, but I can do that and be fully within the remit of the law. We'll see. I feel like it's going to be absolutely just like fine around here. Not going to be anyone. No one's come through for ages, so yeah. I think we're good. Alright, I'm going to set up. I've just like sat in the driver's seat for a minute and gotten so tired, like unreasonably tired. I guess it's these big days, you know, and they are big bloody days, like. So yeah, we'll get set up now. I might have a nap before we make dinner and all that, you know. God, it's got messy in here. Oh shit. Yeah, seriously messy. Alright, let's check out what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So I've got a load of meat in here, so I might make like a burgery sort of thing. Or at least something along those lines. We'll get that out because that's cheese. It could be a cheeseburger. I think that'll do for now. Basically what I'm thinking of at this moment is I have that nice baguette left, so I can make like some like baguette shaped burger patties and fry them off, make like a you know, baguette burger style thing. So let's see how we go. All right, so I've got our burger buns here, and we're gonna kind of like lightly toast those, put some butter on them. We'll make some burger patties here, probably 2, because I'm pretty hungry. 1 for there and 1 for there, and then we'll top them both with cheese, some tomato. Look at the like food quality here, it's just so good. Here's a question for you. So like, I feel like I've really noticed the food quality is so much better than in the UK. I don't know whether that's always been the case and I've just not noticed it before, or whether like the food quality in the UK has gone down over the last few years, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. Like, if you're from the UK or you've visited the UK, like, do you think the food quality is bad there and has always been bad, and I'm just noticing it more now that I'm getting older, or is it going downhill? Right, I've got these 2 long burger patties here. Look at the quality of this. This is mince, and like you can see the fat that she like churned this up in front of me. So I know exactly what's in it. It's a really nice cut of fatty beef. Oh yeah, so these are cooking really nicely. Got some salad all cut up. I'm gonna put these 2 bits of cheese on here and close the lid of this thing so that they cook like a cheeseburger. And then I had this egg that got pranged today, so I'm gonna cook that up and put it on the top of one of them. This is gonna be an amazing meal. Alright, so I've got these done with the Gouda all melted on here. I'm going to wait for the egg, actually, because I'm going to put that probably on this one, and then put this all on top of it and stuff. It's going to be so good. That for a scran then. So we've got the egg one here, and then the salad one in the back. So I'm probably going to eat the salad one first before it goes cold. But yeah, stoked on this scran. God, I tell you what, it's so nice and warm in here right now. It's almost too warm, honestly. Oh my God, what a contrast to last night without the night heat. I'm so glad I've got that back now. Oh, it's so good. Hope I've got enough water tomorrow for a shower. It's really low. I could do with a shower. It's been a bit of time and I'm feeling a bit minging, so yeah, here's hoping. In the meantime, cheers. I'm gonna go to bed now. It's been a really, really good day. I'm already looking forward to the next few. Alright, good morning. We've woken up on the side of a mountain here in the Pyrenees, in the Picos de Europa even. So I've just turned the car on now. I'm going to wait for it to warm up. I'm going to try and get a shower with what's left of the water in the tank. So yeah, going to be a bit fresher today, hopefully. As is a common ritual for me, I brushed my teeth while I waited for the car to warm up in order to produce some hot water so that I could take a shower. When you're in the middle of a multi-month expedition, basic hygiene is one of those things that can go out of the window pretty fast if you let it. On short trips, this isn't really that much of a problem, but on long-distance overland endeavours that take months, it can become one. Showering outside in the freezing cold in the middle of winter is something that nobody really wants to do, but I try to make myself do it at least every other day. God, that is fresh up here in the mountains, bloody hell. Can we get back in now? Alright, so another simple breakfast this morning. It's cheese on baguette with a couple of eggs. I've taken to really liking this. It's like a simple, fill-in, nice breakfast. Can't go wrong. I gotta kind of clean up in here and pack the car down. I'm just really putting it off. Alright, I finally got myself packed up. We're going to pack the car down now and move out of here. So last night I came down here thinking that I'd probably be able to find my way via like a abstract track network back to the main track. It turns out that I actually can't, so I'm gonna have to go back out of here over the mountain and then find another track and take me through another also abstract track network to rejoin the main track. It'll take me through towards Potes, and after that Espinama. I think that I'm probably going to go to investigate Espinama. You know, if I get up there and see the route is vaguely passable, I could stay tonight in Espinama or around it and then attempt the route tomorrow. If not, then I might just stay around here for the next few days. I guess we'll see. Let's go do it. You can see here this latch, the actual receiver plate has taken a knock off a branch and it's not sitting right. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point. What a pain. Those sideways clamps have never been a great idea. I had smaller ones before this and they got all ripped off, and I've got these beefy ones thinking they would be alright and they're not, so I think I'll probably have to relocate those clasps at some point to the rear of the vehicle where, you know, it's not susceptible to getting smacked off branches and stuff. Check this out, man. That is the Picos de Europa right over there. So this is where I'm camped today. And over there is the Picos. Unfortunately, it's shrouded in cloud and fog, which was expected given the weather warnings and such like. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pass today. I don't wanna, for one thing, do the route for obvious reasons of safety and getting stuck in snow and, you know, ice and all that kind of thing. But also, I don't want to ruin it. Like, if I want to do this route, I want to really appreciate it in the sun, you know. I'm gonna go up there, check it out, see the conditions. We'll probably try and find like a hostel or something in Espinama that we can stay in for a few days. This is the messy reality of long distance overlanding during winter in northern Spain. I look at my boots, they're just like clodded up with it. It's I started off being like quite fastidious about cleaning in there, but after a while, especially in like a mud pit like this, you just like, oh well, just give into it, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna basically let that dry and then brush it out as dust whenever it decides to dry, which might be a while given the conditions. Right, time to get on the road here. I'm gonna try to plot a way out of this this trap network. This is the thing when you go off piste, as I have, into a network of tracks. You kind of get lost for days in here, you know, just like exploring and that. But I actually do have somewhere to be, so yeah, we're gonna go see. Oh, if we can find our way out of here. I think it's going to be a turnaround sort of job. So yeah, enough talking about it, let's bloody do it. That was a great spot, look at this. With the towering form of the snowy mountains up ahead, I pulled out onto the trail, my back end immediately sliding out in the thick mud. God, I am reminded every day out here that I do not have muddy tyres. I have all terrains and they are poor on mud, let me tell you. Goodness me. Little town down in the valley. That must be 1,000 meters down, look at that. Little tiny town in the valley down there. Man, it's so picturesque, it really is. Like, looking down there, those little like terracotta tiled roofs, wood smoke drifting over the town, and you think, God, life can't have changed that much inside of 1,000 years in these valleys, you know? Like, yes, they've got the internet, maybe, but the way of life remains the same. And I like that. I really like that. So basically, what I was thinking was, I came in down this orange line last night and I was thinking that I could link up with the green line, which is my intended route, via a track here. But actually, as it happens, this track that leads down here, it terminates on this side and then loops back up around, and I assume goes down to that village down there that we're just looking at. So what I'm gonna have to do is backtrack, come up to this part here and then take this track, which does lead to this larger track, and then that leads back to my intended route. So yeah, we're gonna go up there now. God, I'm taking it so easy on this mud. Like, it would not take a miracle by any means to end up sideways in that mud and off down into the abyss down there. Like, that is pretty high risk stuff, that. I pushed on into the network of trails, backtracking away along my route from last night before joining a trail that would take me towards my intended route. Mate, just look how wildly beautiful this is. God damn. It really is just so impressive. My goal for the day was the town of Espinama, an outpost town high up in the mountains that lay about 65 kilometers due west of my current position. Espinama would mark the last settlement before the complete wilderness of my high altitude transit attempt of the Picos de Europa. Between me and the outpost town lay many miles of hard off-roading and difficult navigation, and I knew that if I was going to make it today, I was going to have to pick up the pace. God damn it. Holy shit, look at this. This is so muddy, dude. I still needed all my concentration, my wits about me here. In this mud, it was all I could do to keep the cruiser going in a straight line, fighting constantly to stop it drifting sideways on the track. Alright, back to some higher, drier ground. After the last few experiences with mud, it always makes me a bit nervous. Especially when I'm out here in the frickin' sticks, like I am right now. I crested a hill to find a spectacular vista of the Picos laid out before me. Holy shit. The trail spat me out onto another high, soggy moor with thick mud on an uphill section. The cruiser's heavy back end slid right out to the driver's side, spraying mud up in all directions, and I knew right away that if I didn't keep momentum up here, there was a good chance I was going to get bogged again. God damn, bro.
Cold coffee, my old boots are by the door.
Oh my
Nobody's calling.
Hey, for a moment there, I really thought that we were gonna be stuck. Look at this, mate.
The rat race, the city life, the social grace. Burnt out on confidence, so tired of keeping score. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down. By a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around. Way out of town.
Wow, dude. I was making solid progress into the late morning, marveling at the almost 3,000 meter glacier-clad peaks just up ahead as I transited this barren, wind-blasted moor. My expedition, the Iberian Trail, is one of extremes. From the weather, the four-wheel driving, and the terrain itself, this journey has been nothing if not consistently brutal and beautiful. I've been on the road solid for over a month now, but there hasn't been a single day on this trail that I haven't lived every day as if it was my first. And with jaw-dropping views like this, that I could see from the cockpit of my Land Cruiser, a vehicle that I built myself with my own blood, sweat and tears, I could do nothing but smile, thinking about how crazy and awesome this life is that I've somehow found myself living.
Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around. Way out of town.
Jesus, look at this, man. Alright, so new problem. My compressor system has stopped working entirely. And I really need that to manage my airbags at the back, because I've dropped almost all of the air out of them to drive like extreme off-road stuff like we're just doing. And now I can't air back up. Oh man, why would that have happened? Oh man, I'm gonna have to go digging around for fuses and just like the car is so packed. Alright. First port of call here is going to be checking the fuse. So we'll open that up now. I need to rebuild this entire system, honestly. I just haven't had a chance. I wanted to do it before I left, but you know, it was a wild time. So the fuse for the compressor is still in here. So I'll open this up here and check it out. I want to relocate this from here. Wow, alright, so that is one blown fuse. Look at that, the blackness in there. Yeah, that's definitely blown. Okay, well that's good. Theoretically, all we need to do is replace it with another 30 amp fuse. It does beg the question as to why that would have blown. 30 amps is a lot. You might remember from way back before the start of the expedition, I rewired my auxiliary battery system. Now in doing so, it somehow cut the power to my compressor. I'm not exactly sure why this is, but in rewiring the system, I seem to have cut the earth to the compressor. Since I was running down the clock to the ferry for my departure on the expedition, rather than rewiring the compressor, I discovered quite a novel way of creating an earth temporarily. So, funny thing, that sound you can hear is my compressor kicking in. When I replaced all the leisure system, my compressor stopped working, and I've just so happened to find out that if you touch one of the contacts of the switch that operates it onto the body of the vehicle, then it creates an earth, and it actually works. So now to operate my system, I need to hold it against the vehicle body so that it puts enough air into my tank so I can fill my airbags at the back. It's just funny. I'm like right now just holding my switch against the body of the vehicle to create an earth. It's like so not professional. I mean, my system of literally just holding the contacts on the on the body in the cab, to be honest, probably isn't helping there, I'm not gonna lie. But 30 amps, man, that's a serious amount. Okay, let's go dig around for a 30 amp fuse. Yeah, I know where one of these will be. I have a little box of fuses in the back here, so we'll get opened up. God almighty. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just going to do the same thing again. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I've got this little box full of blade fuses, which is I've had for so long, about 10 years I've had that box. God, I'm getting old. So I'll put all this back together. I've taken 2 of these blade fuses because I feel like if it's blown once, there's a damn good chance it's gonna blow again. Oh, and I wanna be prepared in the event of that so that I don't have to go digging around again. Yeah, let's replace this and see if it works. Okay. I pushed the new blade fuse into the fusible link, hoping that something this simple could solve my problem. Okay, let's see if that works. I went around to the driver's side to test the switch by holding a contact against the vehicle body to create an earth. Jesus! The fuse blew again immediately. Let's see that again. Yeah, something's wrong with that. Something's seriously wrong. Let's see if that's blown. Why would that be doing that then? Because at least we know it is definitely that. Why would that now be blowing? It's a difficult one to know. Something's changed. This is going to be a full rebuild of the system, which I need to do, but I could have done with it happening at some other juncture because I've got a whole day ahead of me if I'm to get to Espinama today. Doing it with 20 PSI in my airbags is not ideal, honestly. I'm trying to think what the hell could have changed here. But yes, it's blowing, and that's all that matters right now. Okay, so basically I've just had a look underneath the passenger chair at where the compressor lives and stuff. I can only assume something's changed. I mean, something's definitely changed within the wiring there, but can I hell figure out what it's been? So it's going to require a full rewire, something that I would have had to have done regardless. But I was hoping to, be in a place where I could do that get an Airbnb for a couple of weeks or something and do a load of other wiring jobs, but no, this is going to require my immediate attention. The thing is that I don't really want to do it on this mountainside. It's going to be like at least a half-day job to get that one job done. There's rain coming in, I have to have everything out the car, it's like a whole thing, so I'm going to have to just take it easy and not have a compressor system until I can do it. I pushed on up the valley, along high mountain tracks and paths, meticulously avoiding the tiny settlements that lay along the way, to remain out of sight and in the wild. As I rounded a corner on my approach to the mountain pass, the full magnitude and majesty of this range became apparent. Oh, dude! This is unbelievable! Oh my god. God damn, look at this. This has to be one of the most epic European vistas. The spires of the Picos de Europa, towering above me. I picked my way along the mountain track, an old drover's route cut into the hillside, which had at one time been paved over with concrete, which was now crumbling and slipping off down the side of the mountain. I approached a fellow four-wheel driver, pulled over onto the side in his Pajero. He waved me down along the trail with a smile.
Slow down. There's nothing to get you.
Wow.
You can always turn it around. Oh, I shouldn't have met you. I only let you down. All night in your bedroom, my thoughts were thinking loud. Oh,
My God.
let you. I shouldn't have let you.
What a place, man. Bro, this is just absolutely breathtaking, man. I feel like I'm on I sound like a freaking broken record, just saying the same things again and again in awe. But like it's all genuine, and like the awe is elicited at every corner and every turn. All right, we best get going. I need to start making some progress. It's kind of getting late in the day now. It's 4 p.m. It's gonna get dark in 2 hours. I need to find somewhere to stay, whether it be a campsite or a hostel or something like that, you know. I have no water left in my tank. Well, a tiny little bit of water, but it's now beyond the tank gauge limit, so I have no idea how much I've got left, but I know it can't be very much. But that means that, yes, I can camp, but I'm gonna have to be really careful with like washing dishes, probably can't take a shower tomorrow, all that kind of thing, which is, you're back to like pretty Spartan camping. I pushed on westwards along the trail, edging ever closer towards the mountains. I wanted to divert off the trail a little towards the town of Potes, a small town but the largest one in the area, and the last stop before Espinama, the outpost town that I'd use as a staging point to try to tackle the mountain pass. I wanted to check out accommodation options in the town of Potes, in case I weren't able to tackle the pass for a few days due to the weather, and I wanted to hedge my bets in case there was nowhere to wild camp, something that I'd heard might be an issue in Spanish national parks. Tiny little towns, look at this old guy as well. These old mountain dogs, man. Wow, dude. Look how rural this is, man. Look at these guys. This is something else, man. Like seeing these big old beastie mountain dogs protecting this tiny little community in the mountains. I mean, this is like going back in time, man. Hey, if anybody knows what kind of dogs they are, let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to know. They look like Saint Bernards, but I don't think they are. Some kind of different, like, mountain dog. Those things, I think, are built for protecting flocks from marauding predators like wolves and bears and such like. They have that here. I turned off the trail onto my route towards Potes, the first proper paved road I've been on in weeks, and yet also one of the most spectacular drives of my life. I pulled off into the town, a picturesque, ancient little mountain settlement, and pulled over briefly to go into a mountaineer's hostel to inquire about rooming availability. We just passed through Potes, which is where I was going to try and find a hostel. There's nowhere available right now, but from tomorrow, there is. But something's telling me to carry on to Espinama. The weather is better than I thought that it was going to be. I feel like, I don't know, giving up this early and camping for 5 days in a very nice town, yes. I don't know. I don't know whether, maybe I'll end up back in Potes, like tomorrow or whatever. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go check out Espinama. It's 20 kilometers away, but that's 20 kilometers of like pretty hard driving. We're gonna go up here and see. I pulled out of the town of Potes, back towards the trail and the town of Espinama, the last outpost before my high mountain pass. Wow, okay, so we're in Espinama, the little mountain town that I will use as my staging point for the crossing of the Picos off-road. But, as promised, you see the weather is leaving something to be desired. So that's it up there, Picos de Europa, but it's all shrouded in fog and rain. So, basically we need to figure out what we're gonna do. So I've just noticed a water fountain, agua de red. I don't know what that means. Red water. Agua de red. I think that's good water. I mean, regardless, at this point I'm definitely putting some in the tank. Alright, we'll get this filled up and then I think that we're going to go up and check out this pass. You know, if we could camp nearby, that would be pretty sweet. Equally, I kind of want to see the terrain from my own eyes, you know, it's only a couple of kilometers up there. So go check it out. Beautiful. That's been a long time coming getting that done. Get 70 litres of nice, fresh water. Hey buddy. Cool dog. What? You're a lovely boy, huh? Oh, a lovely, lovely boy. Yes. I like this little mountain town. It's really nice. Super chill. Little dog walking around. Looks like he's just like a town dog. Just chilling. Colossal mountains above us. Free water. Thanks to the Gobierno de Cantabria. Yeah, this is a nice little town, good vibes all around. God, that is one leaky mother. It's not even 3/4 of the way full and it's starting to leak out. Interesting. God, I need to get that sorted as well. It's like one of the least important things, to be honest, right now, given all the other massive problems I have with this vehicle. But yeah, it would be really convenient if that wasn't leaking all over the freaking place. Alright, sorted. So, nice fresh tank of water. Let's hit the trail. Alright, so our route is just up here through the town. I hit the road to the outskirts of Espinama, heading through the tiny mountain town towards the trail that would take me up towards my fabled mountain pass. Yo, Dick, you wanna move? Oh my god. These views, man. Okay, so we're ascending this like sandy, half-concreted path. So we're going up here. This is the way to my crossing. So like we're on the ascent right now. So I'm gonna go up here. If we can't pass, we can't pass, and we're gonna know a bit more about what we can and can't do, you know what I mean? If nothing else, the view's gonna be freaking spectacular. Well, they already are. Man, this is serious climbing in the cruiser. I pushed onwards up the steep switchback track, ascending more than 800 meters in a matter of less than 10 minutes. Look at this. This is incredible, brother. This huge, spectacular spire of rock, pointing triumphantly up at the sky at an altitude of almost 3,000 meters, seemed to mark the way, standing like a sentinel over the mountain pass, and seemed to indicate a departure from the ordinary world all around. This was mountain domain. Proceed at your own risk. So this is the pista, the route that wants to take me all the way over the Picos de Europa. This is just breathtaking. Oh my god. So awesome. This is incredible, brother. Wow. And it was here, at 2,500 meters above sea level, I finally caught the first glimpse of my fabled mountain pass. My singular focus and goal for so long that it had an almost mythical quality in my mind. I was here at last, finally put in place to name. A truly wild land, forged of stone, snow and ice. Oh my god. What? Oh my god, dude. Okay, so it's pretty deep, the snow here. Jesus. I can't believe I'm here. This is almost bringing a tear to my eye, man. Look at this place. it's so dicey as to whether it's passable or not. Like, this is passable right now. When I get higher and higher, don't know if it's gonna be or not. And certainly the weather is not conducive to getting through right now. I'm not going to attempt it now, as much as I'm really tempted to. It's just so gorgeous. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save this for in a few days' time when I get a weather window. It's kind of like ice. My God, this is just incredible. I had no idea there was anything like this in Europe that you could do. What a trip, man. What a trip. The might of nature. Like, I cannot tell you what it feels like to be driving through these places on my own in my freaking Land Cruiser that I built with my own two hands. With my camping pod, my home on the back, everything that I need to live inside of it. I mean, look at this freaking thing. This thing right here has taken me from the UK to northern Spain, and now we're in a high mountain pass, about to transit the Picos de Europa via 4x4. What the hell, man? Oh, God. Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is reverse out of here, go back down to Espinama. From there, I'll try to find somewhere to camp, I think. My God. Bye for now. We'll be back. We'll be back.